I'm Drake. Welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real metaphysical and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. Real quick, before we get to the video, I'd like to remind you to check out our online community as well as our online School of Magic at workingdragonmystic.com. Just head on over there and check them out. I'm sure you'll find a lot of great resources there for your path. Also, there will be links below. Hope to see you there. Now, let's get on with the video. I can feel a pull with getting to know Lucifer and have been exploring working with demons. I know better, but I also listen to and respect your channel. Was wondering your take on this. Okay, that's fair. So my take is, in all honesty, and I'll be honest, me and Jesus and Yahweh have patched things up since I left the church. So straight up, I'll be honest with you. And actually, Odin's the one who encouraged me to patch those lines. So there's that. I can't really tell you what to believe with your faith, right? That's a personal thing. However, in my research, I've found no evidence of this war of good and evil, this battle of heaven and hell. In fact, I've found that the pantheons or the multiverse is larger than that. Not to say that there isn't a balance. There is definitely a balancing act. And I see this a lot when I'm working with the dragons. It's not about necessarily good or evil or right or wrong with that multiversal balance, but it's more like that cycle of life and death, that natural cycle that takes place. It's not neither good nor bad. Yes, the way we react to it and the way we do things, those can change, right? Because a hammer, it's a tool. You can build things, like you can build shelters. You can, build something and create with it, or you can do a lot of harm with it. Let's be honest with you. So because of that, I try to step back and look at the entity lore, and I try to look at the religion side of it, and I try to find where religion and everything might be imposing one over the other, right? Because you see this in every religion. Every religion usually tries to post itself up as the right religion. Some of them don't, but then they'll turn around and argue and say this religion's dumb, right? I don't really go for that. We don't do religion bashing around here. So if you feel like you want to reach out and speak to Lucifer, I'll admit he's one of the entities that took me the longest time to reach out to. It really did. And I didn't even realize I was putting it off. But when I did reach out to him, it was an interesting conversation. First off, he was actually very, very glad I'd listened to Odin and patched things up with Jesus. That surprised me. But then he hit me with a curveball, and he's like, I want you to do me a favor. He's like, you don't owe me anything no matter what, but consider looking into demons. He's like, find a demon, look it up, check its history. He's like, and what you may find is that a lot of the things that are labeled as demons or fallen angels actually belong to other pantheons or other religions pre-Christian time and got placed into a bucket that is essentially, these are bad entities. And he also pointed out that he's like, if you look, you'll find it wasn't only Christianity that done it. Other faiths, religions, tribes, cultures, they would try to remove another group's faith, their spirituality, and they would try to demonize it, is the word we would use today. And I was like, I can do that. I love research, so I can definitely do that. Why? And he's like, not for me, but for you. He's like, I want you to have a view. He's like, you take what you learn and apply it as you see fit. That's all he said. He wasn't defending himself. At no point did he defend himself. He actually wanted me to look into that to get a larger view. And as I did so, I was finding, he was right. And, I've had a few conversations with him over the years, and I've never found a situation where he's lied to me. I never found a situation where he's did me wrong. I've never found a situation where he's tried to condemn my soul. So, I mean, I can't tell you he's a good guy because, you have your faith, you have your religion, and I don't want to go against what you feel in your heart faith-wise, right? Faith is a beautiful thing if you have it. So yeah, I mean, if you're interested in doing it, maybe check out. I want to say it's Demons and Magic. I forget the author, but it is listed in most of my descriptions below. It's a really easy to follow um, book on the Goetian, the Goetic spirits. Most people do refer to them as demons, but they were originally called spirits, just so you know. And it uses angels as the focusing safety. If and it's done very respectful on both sides. It's respectful to the spirit you're calling. It's respectful with the angels. If you're interested in something like that, that is a book that's very approachable and beginner friendly that I would recommend. But I would also spend some time in prayer and meditation and see if that's the right road for you. If it is, by all means, give it a try. And welcome to the channel. Um, glad you found us. And I hope you find some information here helpful.